Okay, this is video number 2 of the Wrangler Rigs series, and guess who's back? My dad. We had a blast, and I didn't scare him off. He did a lot of work in the last video, but it came out great, and I wanted to thank Wrangler Rigs for being a part of all this, but mainly I gotta get to you guys because the comment section just blew up with love and support for not only the video, which was a very different style, but for this guy, my father here. And it's really nice to bring him on and share what he does all the time and see you guys love it. So I hope to bring him in a lot more because we have a lot of things going on. We've got a great project today, but I want to tell you first about the giveaway and these clothing. These clothes. Threads. Digs. Wrangler is offering a giveaway, and to enter that giveaway you must use the hashtag WranglerRigs in the comment section below, and then after a given amount of time I'm going to round them all up and randomly select a winner, and they will hook you up with similar products from their line of your choosing to some degree. They've got a nice triple stitch. I really like this. It's a nice little leather patch here to prevent tearing. In the previous video I wore the jacket, which was light, very flexible, a nice waterproof shell. With the same ripstop technology that's woven into these khakis here. There's this diamond in the crotch that gives you more room. They utilize this cool Vantage sweat wicking weave, which brings moisture away from your body to keep you cool. There's a lifetime warranty, so check out that giveaway.
So we're going to do this project with the same basic set of tools, hand tools, pair of seamers or Fairmount tongs, pair of straight snips, aviation snips, scratch awl, and a bar folder. Basic 30 gauge galvanized metal stock, 28 inches by 16.5. We're going to utilize this material, and I'll make 3 16 by 9.25 panels out of each pan. So I'm going to start by laying out a pattern, and that's going to be 9.25. And then repeat. I like to take a marker and just write pattern on, so I'm using the same piece and not having cumulative error. Line these up, square, and repeat. I left a little bit short on this total length because this metal comes with a seam that we're not going to utilize. When you're cutting, you'll find if you tip the metal, your scratch will become more brilliant. So now we need to mark and notch the panels for the 3/8 flat lock seam. I'm going to make a little tool, quick tool. You can make it out of anything that will scratch the metal. This is a scrap piece of the panel. Alright, and now we're notching a 1/2 inch. If you notice, I'm notching a little higher up from the bottom, and then I'm going to go over a 1/2 inch and just take that out of the way. Like that. I straighten out that line, and I'm about a 1/2 inch. That's a good notch for the 3/8 flat lock. Alright, we're going to come in here, take the stack, and this is going to give us the corner where we're notching. You might not be able to see this scratch, but in the light reflecting, it's perfect. You can see the reflection of the intersection. We're going to take and roughly at a 45 just cut straight across. Better to take a small amount of that corner than to come up short. Remember, you have 3/8 with this seam overlapping, and our application is not requiring soldering to seal it. There's your notch. We're cut and notched, raw stock, ready for the seam to be bent. The printing on the panels comes off with acetone. We're going to be careful so that it's on the back side of our finished product. Bar folder, the same 3/8 side that we were using with the copper panel. And we're bending over full 180 degrees. Flip your panel over and have them opposing each other. This 30 gauge is very friendly to work with, but sharp. Be careful.
All right, let me have a look at them. Let's see how you did.
Now, David's going to do the rest of the stack, and this might be a pot of coffee for me.
So we've got our panels now, and we are going to proceed with the patina process.
We're using muriatic acid. You can also use vinegar, a little slower, but a bit safer as well. Let's dip and drip.
Dip and drip. As my Uncle Chuck Haynes would say, let's go. Dip and drip, baby. I have muriatic acid in this tub. I'm well ventilated outside of the end of the garage. I have water here to neutralize the acid, and then a tub to dry these things in. Fresh panel, all bent up, ready to go. Be very careful when dipping it in. Just gently set it. And I'm cooking these for about 10 seconds. Keeping that organic too, because I think when it comes together, some variation would be nice. Let it run off. Neutralize in the warm water. And there we have it. Since it's wet, it doesn't look like much of a change. You can see all the highlights in the crystal-like structure. But when it dries, it's going to take on a nice flat finish. All right, we're here at my family's camp, 20 by 20 cabin, and we've put this addition on the front. We've moved it back away from the shore about 15 feet and jacked it up. There's a lot of work to be done here.
Ready?
So, we are at the family camp.
No more.
My father's one of 9 kids.
That's a winner.
One of 9 kids, they all pulled together some years ago. My Uncle Bill, his brother, found this great plot of land that we have on an island in the northern part of Syracuse. And this is sort of all of our communal family endeavor. There. Got it. Good.
All right, here we go. Okay. We have an edge where going up the wall we'll be able to go like this, but on the floor with that 2 inches down, we don't want to have to tuck to work this way, so we're going to reverse this seam, and then these we're going to pull this way, and we can continue working.
2-inch. 2-inch. So these are now getting reversed for the corner pieces. The bend's going to be right there along those notches at 2 inches, and then that's going to get folded in the opposite way. So we're straightening it out right now with the seamers, and then that bar folder will bring it clean right around to where we want it in the opposite direction.
This is my straight edge. Just bend, give it a little memory, right on my pencil lines that I'd drawn before. Over bend, come back, and it gives you a little tighter corner. Okay, we've centered the panels. It worked out on this that we're 7/8 of an inch hanging over each side, so we're equal. I've stretched these out, and now I'm gonna remove and put a pencil line on the edge of the seam, so when I'm nailing these, this is the way I'm gonna be working, I'm putting the edge of my panel on the line, and I can maintain squareness straight. And so I'm gonna pull that panel, hold that one, remove that one. Okay, these lines now are going to be struck all the way through. The objective is I wanted a whole panel finished in the corner. So I'm just dry fitting, verifying that if I start with this whole panel, half, whole, all the way across, I do end up with a hole. If that weren't the case, I would make a 5th panel here and make it a half, whole, half, whole, half, whole, and now you can see I can end up with a half panel here.
Right. Which we did not want.
We do not want.
And this system allows you to know where you're going to land if you
Yes.
just do a quick layout.
Yes. So the floor is going to be the last thing we're doing, but I wanted to make sure we're not mopping ourselves into a corner. Okay, I'm going to notch the pan. We're not worried about water, so we're just going to cut an ear and nail at that point. And I'm going to use the snips to my advantage. I'm cutting with it rising, and I'm going to switch to the others. Give myself a little ear, bend it out. Same thing on the other side. I'm just going in the middle. I'm going to put a nail in the corner that'll be hidden. A nail in the corner that'll be hidden. Nail, nail. This will be locked on the other side. So I'm going to mark the edge of my concrete with this pan on my start line. And this is going to be notched and folded with the bar folder around to return. And then we're working, hooking here, going across. Estimate my 1/2 inch. Cut it. I use my inside, but not go all the way. Bend. And again, I'm over bending. It's easier to bring it back. I'm going to leave that tab, but I'm going to make it short. There's one panel ready to be installed. First panel.
Beautiful. So now we've reached the depth of our concrete board. And then this, we've left this inch between the door casing and our panel to then put a nice trim piece to cap the whole thing all the way up nice and clean.
as long as we keep smiling through. There'll come a day when the clouds roll away and the sun will be shining anew. When they found the land so clear, how happy my darling will be. When they turn up the light and the dark lonely night are only a
Here we go. Feels like we're the last two men on Earth.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Done. Yes, please. Thank you.
All right.
So we're finished. The video is getting a bit long. We put up a crown and we did this J molding on the side just to frame it nicely. These flanges are bent underneath in the front so that the floor can ride right over it.
Oh, we already got some coals on it. It's doing its job.
If we came in, probably I would be willing to bet a third of the price of tile.
Oh, easily.
If we used all the exact tools that they would have used back in when these things were going up as a standard practice, and the elephant tracks are there, it's got the nice character, we knocked it down, I think I achieved the look of setting it back a little bit. It worked out, I'm pretty pleased.
You can change the shapes, you can use squares,
with
you
aluminum.
can turn the squares on diamond pattern, and
smaller
there's a lot
panels,
of
larger
smaller
panels.
larger panels.
Have some fun with it. You might look at scrap sheeting a whole new way, you know? Especially if you're gonna paint it. This could take a coat of enamel or something. I mean, in this application, we'd want a high temp paint and something special made for it, but those old fire doors, hundreds of coats of paint on them and all that beautiful character, and those tracks are just softened and there's so much human element there, you know, which I really like, and it all came together. If you look at one panel, it might seem like it's, you know, dinged up, but when you look at the whole thing and see the process fleshed out, it's gorgeous. So thank you. Please check out the giveaway below, Wrangler rigs. These held up, our gear was good, and hopefully we'll see you.
You will. You will.
Thank you.
Give me it.
Nice job. Thanks, Dad. Thank you, guys. I appreciate all the support. There's our project.
River's flowing.
This is the front addition. We got that pontoon boat to make it back on, but it's gonna be fun.
We're not scared.
We're not scared.